r/AskReddit. What is the easiest way to make $1 million? I made my money the old-fashioned way. I got run over by a Lexus. Money please. Now I'm flush with cash. Once I read somewhere you gotta find a way, doesn't matter what, to get $5 from people. Once you accomplish that and you hit a milestone of 1.000, hire a guy to do the exact same thing, but give him $5 per hour and keep it going. I hate to admit it, but I once fell for one of those work-from-home schemes that I saw in a classified ad. I sent them the $10 and they sent me back a piece of paper that told me to put ads in different newspapers telling people that for $10 you would teach them how they could make money from home. And when they send you $10, send them a photocopy of this piece of paper. Kinda what my friend did. Stumbled into being paid to do something. Too many people wanted to hire him, so he started paying people to help him. Eventually, he became a business owner and barely does much work himself. He just owns the operation. A printer. No. Not print money, sell 1 ounce of black ink. There's a reason printers had the option rich black in the past. Sucked up enough color ink to make HP rich. Whoa there, he said million, not billion. Most people will make $1 million with little problem. If you work for 30 years, that's only about $33,000 a year. The trick is keeping it. Get a job in the US making $35,000 a year, move to Mexico, spend only $15,000 a year, be rich. If you started investing $20 the month you were born every month, earning an average annualized return of 7%, you would be 82 years old by the time you had $1 million. Alternatively, you could do it at 40, but you'd need to contribute $381 a month from the month you were born. Interestingly, if you put away $1,920 a month every month from 20 to 40, you'd also have $1 million with the same AVE rate. You'd have $10 a man at 79. Ask 1 million people for $1. There is indeed someone who did that, in 2005. He made a website arranged in a 1000x1000 pixel layout. He then sold the pixels at $1 each, and in 10x10 blocks. Advertisers could buy these blocks, provide an image link, and then provide a small slogan to show up when a user hovered over their image. And he made $1,037,000 and change. Wait. Serious question here. How long would that take if you lived in a large city and just walked around asking people on the street or something? The easiest way to make $1 million is to deposit $5,000 into an SP 500 index fund and contribute $5,000 a year for the next 30 years, assuming historical interest rate. This is why literally any retirement plan, no matter how little you plan to contribute, will be life-changing once you retire. This is why compound interest is the most powerful force in the world. Since this got way too big, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Principal, interest rates, and results may vary. Investing always comes with inherent risk. Do your own research before investing. A lot of people in the comments are conflating easy with fast. This is the answer. Easiest way is far from the fastest way. Get rich slowly. Write a book entitled How to Make $1 Million and sell it for $1 million. People buy blank canvas for millions, why not this? This is a decent point. The average citizen is convinced self-help books will fix all of their problems. Write How to Become a Millionaire and you will become one. Following the steps will not. Honestly, the quickest and more reliable way to do it for a normal person would be to throw every single penny you can into index funds, S&P 500, Roth IRAs, and your employer matched 401k if you are lucky enough to have one. While even that's a gamble, it's the quickest and most reliable way to do it. Also, networking is the way to go if you want to earn it faster. You have to be surrounded by people who have done it and or can provide you with opportunities to capitalize on. I have friends who schmooze with the right people and make stuff happen. It's weird the personality you need for that. It's a mix of always being on, having the right amount of aggression, and a firm understanding that those people aren't really your friends, but you have to act like they are for as long as you plan to be well connected. The super successful people I know don't only have a few friends. They have tons of friends that require constant tending to in superficial ways. Sort of like tending to a garden. That makes them sound sort of slimy, and many are, but many aren't. They just know the game. I've never fully tried this, but I've never had great luck forming relationships with wealthy and well-connected people for networking purposes. It's like I give off a pheromone where they know I shop for clothes at Marshall's and use coupons. In the USA we have a thing called a 401k plan. I'm sure other countries probably have something similar. It's a retirement plan offered through your employer where a percentage of every paycheck is withdrawn, pre-tax, and set aside. Many employers match a percentage of contributions, which is free money. Once you're enrolled in the plan, you have to decide how your money will be invested. There's a lot of options and there's no one right answer, so you may want to talk to a financial advisor if you're not sure what to do. But it shouldn't be too hard to get at least a 10% rate of return. When you inevitably leave your employer for greener pastures, you won't be allowed to contribute to that account anymore. The money is still there and growing, but if you want to contribute to a 401k then you'll have to enroll in your new employer's plan. What you can do however is roll over an old 401k into an IRA. You can contribute up to $6,000 per year to your IRA and the contributions are tax deductible. Assuming you work for 40 years and get a decent rate of return on your investments, you should have at least $1 million saved by the time you retire. And you'll have done it automatically with every paycheck. That's what I call easy. The lottery. You said easiest, not most successful. For easiest, this is the right answer. I'd just have to buy a ticket after work when I get gas today. A lot of the things people are listing would be really stuffing hard. Marrying a rich person requires I convince a rich person to marry me. Then I have to be married to that person, and I probably don't want to do that. Panhandling for $1 millimeters sounds hard. I can't inherit $1 millimeters because my family is not rich. I guess some random person gifting me $1 millimeters for no reason would be easier than buying a lotto ticket. That's probably a few orders of magnitude less likely than winning the lotto though, but I guess it would technically be easier. 95% of these answers are jokes, but I'll answer seriously by saying what's worked for me in case anyone's looking for a serious answer. People suggest that you find something that you enjoy, something that you're good at, and something that you can make money from. That's a good vocational target. If you pick a growing, digital industry then you can become an expert relatively quickly then build a business around it. Digital businesses are great because they can scale so much easier than physical product businesses. For example, an app can be distributed to 1 million people in an afternoon, whereas a gadget needs a sales and distribution network, plus you need to find the cash to manufacture it before you sell it. AI and blockchain are examples of growing digital sectors. Most big digital businesses have a mergers and acquisitions department that are on the lookout for businesses they could acquire to expand their offering and generate more revenue. The price they pay for a business varies, but 4 times revenue, not profit, is about right. If you're able to consistently show $250K per year in revenue, or even the promise of decent revenue, then it's not too hard to get to a $1 million valuation. Also, compound interest. Do some freelance work. Earn your reputation. Hire a bunch of interns and make them do your projects. Give them stipends and certificate. Scale it up. Voila, 3-4 down the lane you've earned $1 million. Of all the legit ways for anyone to make $1 million, starting a business is definitely the most likely. Yeah, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with this. I've been freelance for 25 years doing high-end VFX work. I have a pretty good reputation and make decent money. Hiring interns to do the work would immediately negate both. No offense to any interns out there, but experience is a major factor in quality, value, and efficiency of work. All factors that lead to the good reputation. Now, that said, being a freelancer can lead to millions. If I were to neglect my family and move into a van down by the river and live off of 10% of my income for 15 years or so, I could accumulate $1 millimeters. Sounds awesome. Similarly, if I were not to freelance, but to create a business doing the same thing, I could hire additional professionals to spread the work around, do great work, charge competitive rates, pay decent wages, work reasonable hours, and in just a few months to a couple years we'd all be out of work and broke because the VFX industry is spiraling into the ground. Not all businesses lead to riches. Best bet is create an online business, or an app, that solves a small problem for millions of people and sell it for $0. 99. Bet on any exhibition match that has a YouTuber in it, like Logan Paul. Best odds are on a draw seeing as it's an exhibition. Most exhibition fights result in a draw, this way you come out ahead. Bet with a very wealthy friend you mean? I would imagine Vegas would adjust for these odds and you wouldn't make much. Don't do this. The bookies have way more of an idea on the correct odds than the average punter, and if a draw is likely, it'll be priced accordingly. Maybe the draw was underpriced before, but they're not going to keep underpricing draws if they're more common in an exhibition. You have to be super knowledgeable of a sport to try and beat the bookies, but even then you're going to get gugged by many sites before you get close to $1 million. Not the easiest way, but a very achievable way for a lot of people. Get passionate about a well-paying job, study it and become good at it. Examples: programming or sales. Save as much as you can, live below your means. Invest your money in index funds, learn how to be efficient with taxes. Examples: TSA and RRSP in Canada. Always be learning, read books about investing, and your job. I started my journey 8 years ago with $0. I hit a net worth of $400K this month. I expect to be a millionaire in 7 years. I've made $1 million. Took me 30 years of working, and I expect another million over 20 years of retirement. Or did you mean the whole million at once? I've made 3 mil, took me 4 years, I won IPO lottery at current company, and it's been 16 years of grueling work before that. Stock is still growing like mad. In 5-7 years, who knows, maybe I'll hit a fig on my account. The funny part is, I earned a peace of mind. As for spending, it's all the same old lifestyle I'm used to, nothing has changed. Renting small apartment, never owned a car and not going to, instant noodles from time to time, free office snacks. 1. Live in country that has good paying jobs. 2. Join military to get access to college funds and home loans. 3. Get college degree. 4. Find good job with good retirement plan and decent pay. 5. Put away at least 20-30% of pay to savings and retirement. 6. Don't try to keep up with Joneses. 7. Marry spouse that followed 1-6. 8. Ensure one person in household is tight with money, while other is liberal. This creates good balance. 9. Work butt off to get good raises. 10. Give back to community. Living below means doesn't have to be unfulfilling. Giving to others can be as rewarding as an expensive car, but it builds goodwill and equity you can tap into. 11. Pray to God you don't get sick or lose job.